Greetings, my fellow dwarves. Radamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Dwarf Fortress Taming the Wilds, episode 25, The Town Dump. The plan for this stream, at least at the start, right at the start, I plan on redesigning the battlements just a little bit to make them more effective for our marks dwarves, because right now they aren't designed to be all that effective. They haven't actually had a true stress test. And then the other thing I want to do is to design a village garbage dump, so that way we avoid miasma, because right now throwing things in this shallow pit doesn't really work, because these things will eventually outgas and piss off everyone coming in and out. It's actually probably the worst place imaginable for a garbage dump, so those are the things I want to tackle first. And then afterwards, you guys will be able to vote. So, my thought about a garbage dump is to put it sort of just south of the main ramp, like around this area. So that's what I'm going to do right off the bat. And then as far as redesigning the battlements, marks dwarves will only fire if they're directly adjacent a fortification. So I need to redesign this a little bit so that it encourages them to be directly adjacent the fortification. So I'll be doing that as well. Both of these things will take me a little bit of time, but let's get to it. So first things first, let's go ahead and delete these here, like that, and then, yeah, and then also delete this, just like that. And then down here, I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to delete left and right of this ramp. The plan for this is I want two corridors to lead to a garbage dump, maybe around here. But I also want stairwell access to get to the bottom of the garbage dump in case we need it. So I'm going to put stairs here that takes us down. And then, in fact, let me dig this a little bit better. Left and right. No, you know what? I will put the stairs. Okay, I will dig there. I might change where I place the stairs, though. Well, no, it's fine. I'll put the stairs there, because it's going to be a forbidden door. So it doesn't really matter. It'll make sense soon. I sort of promise. Alright. Diplomacy, that's not real diplomacy. This is just a trade caravan that is leaving. It's lying to you. So, for the new battlements, I still want the double-wide stairwells. The double-wide stairwells is going to allow us to have more than just... It's going to help mitigate traffic. But what I want to do is I want to remove this stretch here, and you'll understand why in a minute. So that's the battlement changes, and then this is the garbage dump changes. So the garbage dump will... Maybe I'll put doors on either side like that. The garbage dump here will have two sides to it, but it will lead to the same area. And I want it bottlenecked like this for the sake of pressure plates, and you'll understand why soon. But basically the idea is to have a shallow dump. Oh, we have someone that wants to mess with us. We're going to have a shallow garbage dump, but one that is covered so that miasma can't leak out. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but that's the way I want to do it. So there is a human crossbowman that wants to steal for me. That's cute. Good luck. I will be throwing your corpse in the garbage dump soon, so enjoy trying to raid my fortress. And schwunk, and you're dead. Wow, actually, I don't even know if that was a fight. Let's see. What did you do? You blocked an iron bolt with your shield, then you hacked his leg apart. You opened up an artery. You hacked his left hand off. opened up another artery, and tore off the hand. Yeah. Yeah, okay, you just got annihilated and didn't actually touch me at all. All of the and the one that I think killed you? No, it was Mouthful, right? Yeah, it was Mouthful. Dang. All right. Well, splat. And that's what happens to thieves. So the concept here is that this dump will lead to... Maybe that's far enough. Will lead to a unified area, but there's a left and right side for traffic reasons. So that it can handle volume if it needs to. And then... I'm also going to want to put down some pavement. Just to make it look nice. You know, aesthetics. It is in the details that I care about aesthetics. So, aesthetics will be had. I wonder how many more times that I'm going to have random people come in and go, I'm going to steal from you. Probably often, right? I mean, that's kind of just what happens in Dwarf Fortress. But it is fun to smash them instantly. And that's actually something, that will be one of the next things I'm going to do, is I'm going to slightly redesign the squads that I have so that the squads can stay in armor when they're off duty. I don't know why I haven't done that yet, but I will be doing that very soon. Let's see. I'm going to pause the shale block, but I am going to start adding jet to be cut. And repeat cut. Alright, so over here, the redesign is going to look something like this. I'll show you one side and explain it, and then obviously that is going to be applicable to all other sides. What you want to do is you want to have it so that your dwarves that are in the shooting gallery are basically forced to stand right up against the fortifications if they're in position at all, so that it encourages them to shoot. So now, the redesign, the stairwell will be back here, and then there will be a wall here, so there's just a one wide section. And in this spot where there was a staircase, I'm going to put a door. That way I can lock them in. If I need to really put my thumb on the scale and be like, hey, you better be fighting. Because, you know, sometimes they just decide that they choose not to fight. And, well, that won't be allowed. When we call upon you, you fight. Alright, and then this part is going to be the pit. But I think what I'm going to do is dig out the walls around the pit first, just so that this whole thing can be walled up. Yes, we're going to have a very, very pretty town dump. Why? Because it's me, and I want to have my porcelain throne for the town look glorious. So deal with it. Yeah. And then the door that will lead down to the pit manually, where we're going to dig out for a trash compactor, or what Dwarf Fortress players call an atom smasher, is going to be locked most of the time for their own security. So that my little dwarves don't go, oh, yeah, let's jump into the atom smasher and cern ourselves. Because that's how to lose dwarves. So this is what it looks like now, minus the door that I haven't built yet. But if I stick a door here, it's now a 2-wide staircase to accommodate multiple dwarves, and then just a tiny little balcony that overlooks the battlements, that overlooks the arrow loops. That way that we can definitely encourage dwarves to stand in the proper location, because unlike other games like RimWorld that are pretty similar to this game, you don't directly control dwarves like at all. They kind of do whatever the heck they please, and as such, if you don't encourage them to be in the correct spot for battle, well, they won't be. They will go running wherever the heck they please, and it will be frustrating. So I'm trying to design it so as to stem my future frustrations. Yes. And then over here, we just continue the shell block wall. Painstakingly. I wish it was a slightly easier to just say, hey, you know, I want my walls to be this one material. Please don't have me select over and over and over again. Maybe there is, and I just don't know about it. But through all of my Google fooing, I've never found a solution where it's like, oh, you know, you just want to build with this one material. Skip this whole interface choice and pick your preference. I've never found that option. Maybe it exists. If it exists, avail the information to my brain, because I would like it. All right, so you can see the redesigns on the other battlements, the other arrow loop battlements, as it's coming together. And hopefully, well, ideally, we will never have to stress test these defenses, but I'm sure, as life is not ideal, that day will come, and we will be required to fire upon enemies through these at some point. Hey, X42, thank you for the resub, man. All right, let's see if there's other mandates. No, there's no mandates that I need to know about right now. The room for our countess or duchess or whoever she is now isn't sufficient enough, but like, I don't care. She's not in a bad mood, so it's not urgent for me to cater to her needs. All right, so you can definitely see sort of the concept. And why here, you wonder? This is sort of the halfway point between in the fortress and on the surface. So if we have surface detritus, like these corpse parts, or we have corpses, you know, more or less where you need the town dump is where you have food or dead bodies, right? So if we're thinking food and dead bodies, we have our food here above the tavern, which is just north of this door, and then we have dead bodies kind of around the entrance. So I just wanted a town dump closest for that, because the dead bodies are the ones that are going to need to be removed with high priority, because people don't like seeing dead bodies. Basically, I'm designing this project for colony happiness, because we have some fussies up top, 4 of them, and some of them, like, I doubt I'll ever be able to make happy. They're just, some people just want to be miserable. But this is an attempt to at least mitigate some of the bad moods for the future. Dude, why are you sleeping here? Oh, I do have new people that joined. 5 new migrants just came in. And I think I need new beds. Wow, they came in and I missed when they came in. So I think a lot of them were hunters or trappers. They look newer. But yeah, we're gonna need new bedrooms as well, because I believe I'm out. Bedroom 47, 48 are empty, and 17. Okay, cool. So here's 17. So the new guys is a ranger, an animal dissector, a fishery worker, an herbalist, and a farmer. So Sodal the ranger. Let's do a little bit of a vampire check. Yeah, okay, you suck. He is a ranger, though, so maybe he is a good new Marks dwarf. Because we lost all our Marks dwarves, and I definitely want Marks dwarves. I have a lot of my defenses focused around having Marks dwarves, so there's a possibility there. Yeah, one of the good ways, if you don't have the new immigrant overlay, like for who people just popped in, you can go through like bedroom assignments if you have bedrooms and not dorms. So bedroom 47 and 48. So then we also have Momas and Ishmush. So Momas is an animal dissector. No combat, really no skills at all. How old are you? You're pretty young, so that might explain it. Definitely not a vampire. And then your hubby, Ishmush, is a few years older. He's a very unskilled fishery worker, so also not a vampire. Then the other people that we have is Izum and Ravod. And unfortunately, one of them is not going to get a bedroom. Because I ran out just now. So Izum. Where are you? You weren't a child. Oh, there you are. You're an herbalist. Yeah. And Ravod. Or Razad. Whatever I said. Ravod. Another farmer. Oh, well, you're going to be satisfied with our guild hall. And yeah, not very skilled, so probably not a vampire. There was something else I wanted to do. I don't really like how this looks with the door there, so I'm going to get rid of this door. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with a, for lack of a better term, bulletproof door. But I'll try to figure it out at some point. All right, and then in this spot, I'm going to channel down... yeah, I'm going to channel down for the pit, where we drop stuff. In fact, I don't really need to channel there. Before I actually channel this... Yeah, I want it to be a larger pit, just for the aesthetics, I guess. It doesn't need to be, certainly, but this is fine. Oh, Jesus. I saw the rhino come in and I thought it was a enemy. The other thing I didn't look at is if these immigrants had animals, and they did have 3 animals, so I just threw them in the pasture. Gotta put them somewhere. Alright, with this pit dug, let's just keep digging it down. And we're gonna dig down to the... Whoa, ALS Gamer, thanks for all the gifted subs. Again, because, you know, you gifted a batch while I was offline just, not too long ago. Welcome. And cheers to you. So here's the other thing I wanted to do. This is the first time I'm going to use a pressure plate. So in traps and... No, not traps. In traps, there's a pressure plate. And I'm going to have this pressure plate interact with creatures and citizens. And I'm going to set 2 of them up. 1 on either side. So we have 2 garbage side dumps. We got the left and the right. So magical. And we're digging out the pit now. So the miners that are in there are kind of stuck until I'm done. But they're only going down 1 more level, so it won't be very long. Come on. Did you just have a sleep? Oh, you're attending a meeting. Oh, Lord. Okay, I gotta stop them because I didn't expect the miners just to take a break in the middle of mining. And they're gonna collapse if I keep digging. It'll be a bad time, so I don't want that. Something else, just to pretty things up while I'm here, I'm going to put jet blocks at the bottom of my entryway bridge gate area. Again, just to pretty it up. It's certainly not required. And then we'll get rid of the walls that were here with the door. So there's less security, but it looks nicer. Alright, these guys are still conducting a meeting. Really? In a mining shaft? This is ridiculous. Please, please, just keep digging. Happy little tree, you're the leader of our... You're the Duchess of Future Tomes. Please, please, for the love of God, keep digging like a dwarf. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'll have to check back on them, with them, because I'm... That's absurd. Alright, so for the battlement redesigns, looks like most of them are pretty much done. It was pretty simple, that's why I'm happy to take it on. All I have to do is delete that middle stairwell. My goodness, you've been meeting for like a whole day. Oh, there you go, there you go. No, it says no job. What do you mean no job? Just channel. Are they stuck? You two are goofs. You're just pure goof. Fine, let me see if I can't get you out of there. Sort of? Okay, I have no idea why Olan won't leave. Because he can walk out of there. There's ramps. Right? What are you doing? What are you doing? You are an animal trainer. Maybe I can just burrow him somewhere else. Accept. And throw Olan over there. Because he's just kind of standing in the way. Oh, well, he's also, Okay, see, he moved. I was gonna say, he's also not even a miner. So that's what really had me confused. He just decided to be in that spot. So, okay, he got burrowed. And, I can delete the burrow. You're free, dude. For the other burrow here, let's assign everyone again, because I have more people. I don't know how I have 63 with the 60 citizens that I have. Hold on, let me set none, all. Okay, I don't know how that math is working out, but Tarmarin, thank you for the resub, by the way. Somehow me digging a hole didn't work. It's kind of embarrassing. The other thing I wanted to do is axe killers. When you're off duty, wear your armor. That way I'm not constantly scratching my head as to why my fighters are, like, naked. There's, like, no penalty for wearing your armor all the time. So, I'm going to have them exclusively wearing armor all the time. Oh, you know what? My pit went deeper than I meant it to be. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'll fill it in. So, was not careful about channeling. Don't be digging. Don't be channeling. Are you still channeling? Oh my god, I didn't tell you to channel. Ah, I hate you guys. Alright, we're gonna have a deeper pit. Why? Cause reasons. It doesn't really matter the depth of the pit. So, It's deeper than I wanted it to be. By a bit. It's fine. It will all work out. All right, so in this spot here, I'm just going to start filling this in because I had planned for it to be this deep, and then we just kept digging. Just dwarf things, you know. You know how they are. You know what they do. They start, and then they're just like, oh, well, I was compelled by the pick. All right, so all the way down here, the plan is to build a bridge. Might seem odd, but it's meta. Oddly meta. So when bridges come down, they smash and destroy anything that's underneath them. So I have this bridge built inset a little bit, and the 3 tiles of the bridge will lay over the pit for trash perfectly, so that if it starts to fill up, we can just smash it to nothing. That is the way of Dwarf Fortress. A little atom smasher, exactly. All right. I'm having my iron dwarves go off duty as well, but staying in their armor. At this point, I'll probably always keep my guys in armor at all times. There's not a whole lot of reason not to do that. All right, so we'll build that bridge. Actually, you know what? Cancel that. I am going to make it nice down here. Yes, nice, even at the bottom of my pit. Why? Because I can afford to. That's why. It makes no sense to have a fancy trash pit, but it's extremely rad to have a fancy trash pit. And yeah, I want one. Hey, buddy. So we'll floor it up and we'll wall it up, and it'll be very fancy. One polar bear, axe dwarf, is stumbling around. So he's on a downward spiral. He's probably going to lose his mind. He's one of the really fussy. I think it's because he's super wounded and he just needs to rest. But he's already been treated, so... Let's fill this wall in more. And then check on the battlements. So most of the battlement redesign is already done. All I need to do is channel... Oops. Now I clicked wrong again. Channel the stairwell fake stairs. The stairs don't lead anywhere. And then we'll be done. There's going to be a lot of suspended construction because... Oops, I hit cancel there. Because... there was a lot of material down in the pit already. But all that material is going to have to be moved if we're going to build a bridge anyway, so it's fine. Alright, the other thing I could do here, just for the aesthetics, is the floor that leads to the pit of atom crushing, I'm gonna have as red, as a look out, be careful, you don't want to go beyond this point. Not that dwarves need colored notices, because they're probably colorblind, but I'm adding it anyway, so that when they inevitably fall in the pit, I can say, well, at least I warned them. All right, and there's another thief, a crossbowman who's getting out of dodge. Smart. Let me get rid of this nickel cage, and I'll put the different cage even further. Tin. Sure. Okay, so the pit's nice and paved, and it looks amazing. And then our atom smashing bridge. And then once that's built, what we could do is we can also put in a lever. I'll put 2 levers in, one on either side. We'll put in levers that control this bridge so that if it does fill up, we could just smash its contents into nothing. All right, and then there's some other things that I need to do here. I need to make a hatch cover. That's stone worker, I think. Yes, hatch cover out of shale, and I want to make 2 of them. Okay, the updated battlements are all set. So let me update the priority now. Build a village dump. I'll just move the cage closer. That'll work. All right, bridge is almost done. Almost has all its materials. We just need to haul that shale away. Also looks like I am running low. Or not low, but I could use more booze. I'll unpause that. And then I think we also made a whole lot of bookcases. So that the facilities looks correct, I'll put them in. And in fact, I will add some additional tables and chairs for scribing in the library. Eventually, I'll have the whole thing decked out with bookcases, but that takes a bit. And there's not a lot of benefit for that until you have a lot of written material to store. Okay, you can see Shotgood here trying to haul the material off of the bridge so he can actually build it. He's getting thirsty. That's how much stuff that there was here. And then once the thing is done, I can take in, I can take in new priorities. So here is the next poll for new priorities. Covering up Muff Base. Have yourself a wonderful vote, and let me know what you think I should do next. Roughly. All right, the shale bridge. So this is going to be the trash compactor. Trash compactor bridge. And the trash compactor bridge is going to be linked to 2 levers. One on either side. Just for symmetry more than anything else. Gonna call this the trash lever. Oh yeah. Alright. And then the next thing I want is those hatch covers. So put down a hatch here. And the other cover is not made yet. Or not hauled or something. No, it's in the process of being made. So the purpose of the hatch is to keep the miasma from creeping out of the pit that we have, so that our base stays unstinky. And then covering up the rest of the pit with shale. And then linking the hatch covers to the pressure plates so that when you walk on the pressure plates, you release the trash into the pit where it can be crushed by the bridge. Nope. Do not need a monster hunter. Why is there a random cage in here? Oh, that's in the ramp. Quit asking if you can monster hunt for me. It's getting annoying. Alright, so now we have the shale floor hatches. And I'm going to link the plates to the hatches. So this is right trash plate. And left trash plate. I don't really need to rename the floor hatches, but whatever. And actually, if I want it right and left, I have to stop them from being able to move and switch sides. So, create walls all the way down. Let's go ahead and pull the bridge lever so this bridge raises up. Because if you start dumping things onto the bridge while it's in down, once you pull it, it doesn't destroy anything. It will just fling it around. It's hilarious, but it is not that effective. Hey, Daedora, thank you for the resub. Operated by mechanisms. So, might have done something wrong, but we'll alpha test it, right? So here's the garbage dump. Left dump. And then right dump. Get rid of the old one. Check my areas or my locations. Yes, I just have 2 dumps. Good. And then we have this pile of bones and stuff that needs to get thrown out. So I'm going to go dump that into the new dump. And that will be a good test. Yep, you can see as they walk on the trash plate, the hatch opens. And then the stuff gets dumped into the bottom of the pit and to be forgotten. Right? And right now I allow the doors, but eventually I'm going to forbid the doors once the materials inside the pit are, once all of this shale and hematite is all hauled away. And that way we can get rid of stuff without the buildup of miasma. Easy peasy. Town dump is done. Next priority is going to be a community project. So I have a question for you guys. Basically, which one do you want me to do? Because there's a few different options here. So one community project could be build cave adaptation mitigation. Let's only hide this pole so you can actually see me again. Hello. So cave adaptation, as I explained before, is when dwarves spend way too much time underground that going into the sun actually nauseates them and makes them vomit and makes them irritated. It's a bad time for a dwarf. So a cave adaptation project would be to bring in sunlight from the surface into a high traffic area down here so that they can basically tan, more or less. Kind of reminds me of, what is it, a Swift's town that has like a giant mirror because it's in a valley of a mountain, and that mirror points sunlight into the town square so that for certain parts of the winter there's at least some sunlight. Doing something like that. So that's one community project. Another one would be so cave adaptation mitigation. Another community project would be a surface farm. Some of the crops that you farm on the surface make for really good alcohol or good textiles, so there's that. We could also build a greenhouse. So a greenhouse is kind of like a surface farm, but it's down kind of in the levels that we live, but with sunlight so that you can grow surface crops, but not actually on the surface. And then the last one is beautify the bedrooms and dining room. So there you go. 2.5 minutes to vote on that. So that would just be trying to make the bedrooms nicer so that people are happier sleeping here, and trying to make the dining room nicer, just as a general good project for everybody. There's other things that sunlight can do. Another thing that sunlight can do is it will stop things from doing miasma. So another way to do a garbage dump is to have the garbage dump under a channel from the surface, because things, for whatever reason, unless I'm mistaken, they do not rot in sunlight. I don't know why, but they just don't. So, yep, that is another possibility. Let's go ahead and display this door somewhere. And there you go. Replacing the steel breastplate that was just a placeholder. A skylight would not help root out vampires, no. There's a few ways to root out vampires automatically, or not automatically, but like help you root out vampires, but none of those mechanisms I have access to right now. If you're wondering what they are, like one of them off the top of my head is to have undead. If you had some undead, typically unmilitarized dwarves will flee at the sight of undead. So what you can do is you can stick undead into like a glass box and force your dwarves to go past that glass box. So like what I could do is have the path to get to the tavern have an alternative path, lock the main path, force the alternative path. The alternative path has windows into basically a box full of zombies. The zombies can't destroy the windows. And then any dwarf that just walks by without reacting is a vampire, because they ignored the zombies and revealed the fact that they're undead themselves. So there's projects like that that you can do as like a vampire detector. But sunlight doesn't matter to them at all. Thirst does. So the really easy way to do it is just to stop everyone from drinking alcohol and see who doesn't get thirsty. Yeah. So it looks like cave adaptation. I'm excited about this one because I've never actually done this. Well, most of what I do on stream I've never done before. So one of the things I need to do for cave adaptation is we have to decide what kind of glass to use. Green glass would be the easiest to make, but it's green glass. It's not as elegant as crystal or clear glass. What glass to use for cave adaptation? Green, clear, or crystal? I'll just give you 1 minute to vote on that. So the idea that I have for cave adaptation is a few. One, so the area in our Great Hall unfortunately intersects with the brook, as you can see here. So we can't fully bring in light into the Great Hall But it might be possible to do, to a lesser degree, the center of the Great Hall. Even smaller than that. But yeah, that would be possible. Like... for... like this, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, we could do a light shaft about that big. So anyone in the center of the Great Hall in this area would benefit from light. I could always reroute the river as well, especially in the winter. Because during the winter it freezes and you can just channel out other areas so that when it thaws out, you can move it around. Looks like you guys want clear glass. Got it. So here's the thing that I'm going to have to do is the way to make glass, clear glass, is rather complicated. It's actually the most complicated, I think. So we're going to need to build some temporary glass furnaces in order to accommodate a lot of glass. I don't think I have a clear glass work order already. No, I don't. Okay. So the other question is where to put the cave adaptation light. So there is the part of the Great Hall is a possibility. And that would also make it part of the public temple, the Temple of Halls. I could also do the dining room and tavern. That is, I actually situated the dining room and tavern in an area that would accommodate for cave adaptation changes. And those are some of the most highly trafficked areas of the base. I could also do this main corridor here, I think. Again, I would need to negotiate dealing with the brook because it's kind of in the way. So, where to build the cave adaptation? Tavern and dining. Great Hall. Trying to think of other useful areas. The main hallway. That's probably the most heavily trafficked. Yeah, that's probably the most heavily trafficked. Or multiple of above. Sort of a catch-all. 2 or more. So you guys decide. I like our trash system, though. Yeah, you can see it working. The other thing I could do for trash, just so that we don't have to see corpses, is standing orders, gather outdoor refuse, and gather outdoor vermin remains. And then let's also have our recent idiots that tried to raid us have their corpses thrown out. Because having them as part of the main thoroughfare of our base is kind of ugly. Just a little bit. We'll fix that up. Yeah, I like our trash room. It's rat approved. All right, let's check in on our military. Some boots are required, but mostly they're well geared. Cool. So let's talk about glass. I have made a little bit of glass already, but in order to make glass, we need pearl ash. So in the glass furnace, we're also going to need to collect sand for glass. So I believe I still have a sand zone from before. Yes, I do have a collect sand zone. So let's make a new work order of collect sand. I don't know if there's conditions to put on here, though. Yeah, the amount of items of sand. So at least 10. Actually, let's say at least 20. And then collect 5 if we don't have at least 20. And then what I'm going to do is put the temporary work facilities that we need to accommodate this project in the Great Hall. The Great Hall is a good way to deal with, like, influx. So it looks like multiple of above. And it looked like... Here. The top 2 choices here win. So you can pick 2 of those 3. Vote accordingly. So glass furnace requires fuel and sand for green glass, or sand and pearl ash for clear glass, or rock crystal and pearl ash for crystal glass. So I'm going to need sand and pearl ash, which means I'm going to need a bunch of asheries as well. So not only am I going to need glass furnaces, but also asheries. So here's what I'll do is workshop, ashery, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then also put in glass furnaces as well. That was weird. That's not where I clicked. And this is to deal with the influx of volume of glass, pearl ash, and the like that we're going to need. Because it's going to be a lot of glass. All right, get those built. And then I'm going to set up stockpiles here. It's going to be ugly. None of this is permanent. None of it is permanent. But this stockpile is... I'm going to call it the Glassery, because that's as creative as I'm going to be. So, what we want in here is pearl ash and pearl ash is made of, oh no, that's potash. I'm already doing this wrong, aren't I? Where's the pearl ash? How do you make pearl ash again? Pearl ash is made in the kiln with a furnace operator. Okay. We're going to want kilns. I got that wrong. So we're going to want pearl ash, mass amounts of pearl ash to make into glass. So not an ashery, but a kiln. Although pearl ash is made of potash as well. So it wasn't exactly wrong with the asheries. I'm just going to need more kilns. It's a workshop and kiln. Actually, I'll put it where the asheries were. That will fix the workflow a little bit. We're going to have a lot of glass workers. And it looks like Great Hall and Tavern are going to get it. Got it. Got it. I'm going to do the Tavern first. This probably is going to take me a long time, so I'm worried that you guys are going to be like, it was cool and now we're bored. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Thank you for tuning in to Dwarf Fortress, Taming the Wilds, which originally streamed live on Twitch, January 24th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhodamont.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow dwarves.